Polygamy, Part 10. Felicia wiped her brow as she picked up the worn basin, ready to go to the stream. The morning sun had barely climbed above the red earth huts, but already the air was warm and lively with the sounds of the village. Bella, ever thoughtful and vigilant, followed closely behind. "Mom, I will carry the extra bucket." "You know you shouldn't carry all by yourself," Bella said, balancing her small bundle of jars carefully. Felicia smiled softly, touched by the girl's concern. Together they walked the familiar path to the stream. The water gurgled and whispered around their feet as they dipped the basins, filling them to the brim. Birds sang overhead, and the village slowly came alive around them. Bella hummed a tune as she followed Felicia, careful not to splash too much water, her mind already wandering to the children back home. By the time they returned, the sun was climbing higher. True to form, Nita was in the midst of chaos, tearing a neighbor's wrapper, snatching food from a little girl, and arguing with anyone who dared correct her. From across the compound, mothers began rushing into Chief Odom's house, carrying their injured children. This girl, they cried, each holding up a bruise or torn clothing. "Nita beat our children again." Other days, Chief Odom would sit in the front of the compound, deep in thought, listening as villagers complained about the damage she caused, the broken bowls, the stolen food, the torn wrappers. He would shake his head, muttering quietly, This girl will be the end of my beard before I grow old." One quiet afternoon, Bola called Felicia aside, her eyes solemn and unwavering. "Mom, Felicia, ever since my parents died and I moved to this house, you've treated me as your own child, with so much love and care. But if I do not tell you this now, my heart will never rest." Felicia looked at her, patient and calm, sensing the weight in her words. "Mom. Felicia. I am sure the day you gave birth to your children, I saw a baby boy first, a son. I saw it clearly with my own eyes, before the midwife sent me to fetch herbs for you because you were weak. But when I returned, I was surprised to see Mom Alice holding a boy and you two girls." Tears glimmered in Mola's eyes as she added, "I have been trying to tell you this for years, but you never listened. Even now, as the children are growing, Mom Felicia, can't you see that the twins you had are Junior and Zita? Can't you see that Nita is Mom Alice's daughter?" Felicia's hands tightened around the basin she had set down. Her heart, always clear and peaceful, had never doubted Alice's stories, but something deep inside began to stir. "Okay, fine," she said softly, nodding. "Why don't you talk to the midwife about it? Ask her to make sense of what happened that day." Days passed, and Felicia's thoughts churned. She began to see cracks in her assumptions, subtle signs that everyone else might have been right all along. Rumors, the children's strange resemblances, Junior's attachment to her and rejection of Alice, it all painted a picture that she could no longer ignore. Standing by the red earth wall one evening, she whispered to herself, "I am only doing this to make sure this family stays peaceful, irrespective of what the truth may be. I will always love our children and care for them." Determined, she sent a village messenger to call the midwife who had delivered her children and Alice's years ago. When the old woman arrived, gray-haired and bent with age, Felicia greeted her with respect. "Mama, you are old now, gray and wise. I believe whatever transpired back then may have been a mistake, but please, do not go to meet your creator without correcting it. What exactly happened? Why does the boy Alice claims as her son look so much like me and my husband, Odom?" She took a deep breath, eyes glistening with sincerity. "Then, one of my twin daughters now looks like Alice, while the other resembles the boy. I am confused. People are complaining. Rumors are flying. I am not desperate to claim the heir, Mama. I only want what is right. Please, tell me the truth." The old midwife's eyes fell to the ground. Her hands trembled slightly, and then she spoke, her voice quivering. "Felicia, my child. I am very sorry. I did it to protect you. I did it to protect your children. Felicia's breath caught. Alice threatened me back then, the woman continued. She said if I did not switch the babies and give her the son you had given birth to, she would stop at nothing to kill them. And I knew she would do it. I watched her try to poison you several times while you were pregnant, as I kept changing and switching your food to protect you. Felicia shouted, her hands clutching the woman's arms. Mama. Please, can you do me a favor? Yes, my child, the midwife whispered. I can do anything to right the wrong I did against you, and against God. Felicia's voice shook with urgency. Mama, can you testify against Alice at our children's birthday celebration in 3 days? I will bring this up then, in front of my husband and the whole village. That way, my children can be returned to me, and Alice's daughter can go back to her rightful mother. The old woman nodded, a tear sliding down her cheek, and quietly left the house. Unbeknownst to them, Alice had been hiding, listening to every word. Her eyes blazed with fury. No. Never, she hissed, her hands clenching. This old witch wants to scatter what I have suffered to build for years. I cannot allow it. Swiftly, she passed a bush track leading to the midwife's home. Hiding in the undergrowth, she waited. When the old woman approached, Alice pounced, dragging her into the bush. The midwife screamed, but Alice pressed a hand over her mouth and clamped her neck. The woman was too old, too weak to fight, and soon gave in to the suffocating pressure of Alice's grip. Once she was lifeless, Alice dragged the body into a shallow grave she had dug in advance and buried her. Returning home, Alice was covered in dirt. She quickly bathed, changed, and prepared a small meal. She ate with a quiet triumph, humming and speaking to herself. Now, let me see who else dares come and testify against me. This house, this family, it will all be mine at the right time.
No!
And
get away!
Deep inside,
Help!
the shadow
It's chasing
of
me!
reckoning began to stir.
No!
To be continued.